Andre, a lot of talk about alignment around data, data consistency, the importance of that. What does that mean, and what does it mean to Tru Optik and to your partners?
That is kind of the core of Tru Optik's entire value proposition since day one, is the ability to have a consistent, um, privacy compliant, accurate, and large scale source of truth in terms of what data reconciles to what households and connected devices in those households. And so, our data marketplace has been the leading data marketplace across the connected TV ecosystem, for the last 4 years or so. And we just recently, over the last few weeks, last month, announced a self-serve version of that data marketplace. And the entire concept of that is the ability for advertisers, as well as the supply side, to have access to consistent data mapped to a truth set, and that would be our household graph, which is well over 80 million persistent homes identified in the United States. And so that's when you use a third-party data provider, data from a Kantar or a ComScore or TransUnion or IHS Market, or all of the dozens of premium best-in-class data partners that we have, is that no matter where you're activating that data, it is consistent. Whether you did a direct buy with a television network that happens to be running across connected TV, or a pure play digital platform, or you're buying programmatically through a DSP or a PMP set up through an SSP. The idea is what's core to how Tru Optik works is that at any one of those activation points, you will have a consistent data. And so you're not getting different results or different segments associated to different households at different touch points. Really excited to have our new partnership with MediaMath. The way that we work with demand side platforms is that our data marketplace, as opposed to a brand or an agency coming to our UI and our dashboard to be able to send the demand side platform data, we've already synced those third-party segments, or been able to directly onboard first-party data from a brand or an agency directly into their seats at the DSP. And so right in the same platform that they've always been used to buying their display or their connected TV, they're able to continue to buy their OTT or their streaming audio inventory, leveraging our data marketplace right in that same UI. We've been very fortunate. Obviously, I think there was a lot of uncertainty and disruption, particularly in, say, March and April across the ecosystem, with people pausing advertising, as with COVID first happening, and then, like you mentioned, all the social unrest, as well as people pulling advertising from Facebook. Tru Optik doesn't do anything across Facebook, so that had no negative impact for us. If anything, it was a positive impact, where we saw people shifting dollars, kind of a flight to safety, to brand safety, people shifting dollars from social media into over the top and streaming audio. And so that, I think that helped propel a 40% increase in new first-time users of our data across the various ad tech platforms and publishers, because we also have one of the leading data management platforms across the over-the-top and connected TV ecosystem. So all in all, we've seen pretty astronomical growth over the last couple months, even post Q2 coming into Q3, across our data marketplace. We have several clients that had over 100% month-over-month increase just from June to July, or July to August, in terms of the amount of data that they're using across connected TV or streaming audio. You mentioned political. I think part of the reason, in addition to this kind of flight to safety, the massive increase in time spent streaming video on connected TVs and streaming audio on smart speakers, we're now also starting to see the real uptick in political dollars coming into the ecosystem. And so it's just really been astronomical growth that we can track almost week over week across most of our partners in the US, because of, I think, those three things, right? All hitting at once. You have the social distancing, so people streaming more at home, the shift to brand safety coming from social media platforms, and then now political advertising really starting to get into full swing all at the same time. Look, I've been pretty unapologetic for since we've known each other, what, probably 4 years now, that our mission was always to be, we thought that the foundational source of truth for data and identity across the streaming media, connected media ecosystem. So, the first foundation of that was, connected TV, but then streaming audio and mostly to smart speakers has gone from 2% of our revenue to over 25% of our revenue over the last 8 quarters. And so when we think about what's next for Tru Optik, or where our core focus in, it's really more of the same. We don't deviate. You're not going to see us trying to go chase people in display or social, or trying to catch people in linear TV measurement. I mean, we stay in our lane. And internally, our goal is we don't do everything. We try to be laser focused about the things that we do, but we truly believe we can be the best, or already are the best at everything we actually do. So I think, from us, what people can anticipate this fall is there's been, a lot of talk about cookieless capabilities. I think with the concern having to go from, we already have Safari and Mozilla that have made changes previously, but then the concern about Chrome and Google making it harder for third-party cookies. You have Apple's announcement around IDFA. You have a lot of legacy companies that have been scrambling or trying to shift the narrative around their ability to be cookieless. I mean, I think that's great, but I believe for a lot of those companies, it's really more aspirational than reality. 0% of our revenue has been cookies for years. That's our entire stack was built to do that, and 0% of it was tied to Apple IDFA. So we don't have to build or prepare for that. We already built for that. We are going to have, I think, what people will notice about us over the next 90 days or so is we're doing a huge talent grab underway. We have a lot of really seasoned people that will be joining the team, to which I'm really already proud of the team that we have, and we'll be pretty much probably doubling in size over the next 2 quarters. So that's very, very exciting for us in terms of really going into this growth. And then I think, there's going to be an overwhelming amount of huge enterprise partnership and client announcements that we'll also make, that I think will kind of put down any thoughts of anybody thinking that they're going to catch us relative to data and identity across connected TV or streaming audio in the foreseeable future.